Hey guys, Joanne here with Newegg TV. I'm here to do an overview on these ASA Genesis 9000 full tower computer cases in black and white. I'll be going over the white case since the features will be easier to see. And it's made of steel with some plastic and some nice blue trim here, which I'll light up for you in just a little bit. It measures 9.8 inches wide, 25.1 inches tall, and 23.2 inches deep. At the front of the case, we have your 9 5.25-inch drive bays. You will be able to install 3.5-inch as well as 2.5-inch drives into 5 of these, and 2 of them are hot swap bays. Simply pinch together the sides to remove the covers. And below that, we have a power supply mount at the front. Now, this is very interesting because this is the first time I've seen that. And for this particular case, it is recommended that you install it in the front, and I will show you why in just a little bit. On this side, we have mounting points for 2 120mm fans. On the back, we have your 9 expansion slots, some ventilation holes, several grommets to thread your cables through, as well as your water cooling tubes, knockout for your input-output shield for your motherboard, a pre-installed 120mm fan, a bottom power supply mount, and a removable dust filter. Ooh la la. Ooh, nice pattern design too. And this this interesting, mysterious looking handle here, which does have a very important use, but I'll go over that in a bit. Finally, on this side, we have some mesh grill here and mounting points for a 230mm fan. And just below that, a side panel window, which is blue to match the trimming. And it kind of has like an underwater effect to it. Finally, we have two pre-installed 120mm fans to cool your drives. I've already removed the front bezel. First, you have to remove this part, and all you have to do is take off these 2 screws here. Then next, you pop off this part of the front bezel, but be careful because the LED cable is connected to the top area here, so to avoid damage and all that, be sure to be more careful or unplug it before removing. Here is a closer look at the front power supply mount, and here's the extension cable for it that will power your PSU. It's routed to the back, and of course you'll have to use the power cord that comes with your PSU. And here is another removable dust filter. Ooh, nice. And in this area, we have your drive mounts. It is a toolless design. I'll show you right now. I have a sample optical drive here with me that I will just go ahead and slide in here. All I have to do is hear that click and you're set. And to release it, press this here and you'll be able to slide your drive back out. You have to do the same thing for these 5 drive mounts. So push to release the drive mount. Sorry, give me a second. And here are your mounts for your 3.5-inch and 2.5-inch drives. You could also see inside here your hot swap docks. At the top of the case, we have some more blue LED trim here and a fin ventilation design. In this area, we have your power button, fan LED button, your reset button, eSATA port, your 2 USB 2.0 ports, 2 USB 3.0 ports, your headphone and microphone jacks. Now I'm going to remove these 4 screws here so that I can take off the top cover and show you the pre-installed fans. Just pop it off like this, but be careful, there are wires connected. Actually, you know what? Yeah, here we go. We have your 2 230mm fans. And let me just swing this around to the bottom. We have some rubberized feet here to reduce vibration. I've already removed the thumb screws for the left side panel. Let's take a look. Inside is a cut out for your aftermarket heatsink, some grommets, and a generous area here at the bottom to route your cables. Plenty of tie-down points to manage all those cables. And here's a look at the bound-up cables, your front panel connectors. So here we go. This is the Molex plug with pass-through that will power the LED trim on your case, as well as the two fans here at the bottom, and they are currently plugged into these headers. And over here we have your audio connectors, USB 2.0 connector. This is the SATA plug that powers the eSATA port at the top of the case. Here is your 20-pin USB 3.0 connector and your various power reset and LED plugs. Before we take a look at the interior, here is a look at your two pre-installed 120mm side fans. Inside, in this area, are your 9-drive mounts with its toolless design, which I showed you earlier. And over here are your two back planes for your hot swap docks. It's Molex powered, and they've also included these fan headers here for you in case you wish to add any other fans to this case. And over here, let me just tilt this so you can see the rubber padding for your front PSU installation to reduce vibration. Next to that, we have your two pre-installed 140mm fans. They do come with removable ducts, very easy, no need for any tools or anything like that. Let me just replace this real quick. And here's another look at your rear 120mm fan with its Molex plug. Now this case is compatible with micro ATX, full ATX, eATX, and XL ATX motherboards. They've included some standoffs on here for you, and it is a reverse ATX design, which is very interesting because normally the motherboard is facing this way, but instead it's upside down, and your CPU and cooler are in this area while your graphics cards are installed near the top of the case. Here is your support beam and bracket for your GPUs, and you will be able to adjust the support brackets depending on what you need. And the max graphics card length is 15.7 inches. Another unique feature is that it uses a vertical air, meaning that there is air that blows upwards from these two fans at the bottom, and then the heat is then pulled through the top exhaust fans, therefore effectively dissipating the heat in your system. And to install your power supplies, for the front power supply, all you have to do is remove this duct of this one fan and slide the power supply in here. Now for the bottom, it's a little trickier, but what you have to do is remove the 4 screws on the bottom of the case and pop this cover off to remove the screws for these two fans, because you will be removing these. And then you will slide your power supply in through the back, and that should do it. Here's another look at your top 230mm fans. And you do have the option of mounting up to a 480mm radiator up here and a 240mm radiator down below. Here's a quick demo on how to reorient your motherboard tray in case you prefer your motherboard to be right side up. So all you have to do is take off these 6 screws here. So let me just go ahead and do that. Loosen them already so it'll be easier to unscrew. And these 3 screws here. I've already untied the cables, so make sure you do that or this will be very ineffective. Here we go. And this is the handy handle I was talking to you about earlier that will help you pull this entire configuration out. Do a 180 flip and, give me one moment. And slide it in on this side. Very easy, and that's how you do it. Also, one last thing is these cables will have to be on the other side, so all you have to do is pop off the top cover and just move them on over and you're good to go. These are the accessories included in the box. You get your user manual, of course, and these are your cable ties. Here is some rubber padding in case you choose to install the power supply in the rear of the case. And this is your motherboard speaker, installation screws, and this is, these are your 3.5-inch drive brackets and your two kinds of GPU installation brackets. Here's a demo of the case LEDs. We have your front trim, oh, very pretty, and the top, there you go. I want to quickly mention that there's that whirring noise because this button here for the fan LED, it will turn off both the LED and the bottom two 140s. Now for a look at the black case LEDs with the red trimming. Ooh. All right, here is a look at the top. And the two bottom fans are also on. There's a 360 of the black case just for your viewing pleasure. And a look at the red side panel window. Quite a bit different from the blue one. This one is more dark and mysterious. Now for a look at the interior. It is fully painted black. It's a very serious look to it, but I like it. That wraps up our overview on these ASA Genesis 9000 full tower computer cases in black and white. I'm Joanne, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to our Newegg YouTube channel. Thanks for watching Newegg TV, and we'll see you next time.